Good Sunday evening, everyone. I'm meteorologist Jacob Dickey in the WCIA 3 Weather Center. We're doing our Sunday Night Live, our regular weekly program at 8 o'clock on all of our digital platforms. Of course, a little bit special tonight given the winter weather higher impact event we expect coming into the day tomorrow. So folks are checking on in. As you're doing so, I'll be watching those comments and answering any questions you have. We are live on Facebook. We're live on Twitter via Periscope. We are also live on our digital app, the WCIA 3 weather app and the news app. And then we are also live on YouTube right now. All different ways that you can connect with us every Sunday night at 8 o'clock. We get to come together around the digital roundtable and talk a little more in depth about the weather than the 3 minutes they give me during the newscast. So as you're checking on in here, I'm able to see those comments. It looks like we're having some video issues again. And I think what that is that may end up being a camera issue, a bug in the program that I'm using here. So I'm going to keep the graphics full screen. It seems like last time this happened, the graphics that were full screen worked a lot better than the camera. If that's the case, then that's what we'll do. So that's what we'll roll in from here. Lots of folks checking in. Thank you, everyone, for that. Right now, things are quiet and dry across parts of central Illinois. Our next weather system, though, is getting going down to the south and west of us. Already rain filling in from Oklahoma and Arkansas, some snow showers in Kansas and to the west. It's coming to the north and east, where we expect to see some of these cooler air in place to allow for this transition from the rain to our south to this wintry mix in our particular region in central Illinois. Here's what we expect tonight. After midnight is when we start to see that wintry mix fill on in from south to north. The winds will pick up a bit too, northeast 10 to 20 miles an hour. And so we'll be talking about the forecast. We'll get more on the in-depth forecast in a minute. Just some housekeeping notes. You can get the full forecast tonight at 9 and then at 10 o'clock per the game outcome that's on. We've got the AFC Championship game in the third quarter now. That could delay us a little bit. We'll wait and see. But we'll get more of the forecast stuff taken care of later. What I want to focus on is this particular round that's coming our way into tonight and tomorrow. The latest we have right now are some winter weather alerts. Here we go. Some of those counties from Paris to Arcola and Tuscola, Mattoon, Charleston, Sullivan, Decatur, Taylorville, Shelbyville, Springfield, and Jacksonville. If you live near those areas, you're under a winter weather advisory through Monday at noon. What that means is afternoon in those areas, impacts will diminish pretty significantly because I think we'll have warmer air filling on in. So that's good news if you're living in these areas. Just a stair step to the north then for parts of Ford, Livingston, Iroquois, and Kankakee County, and then Benton County, Indiana. That particular winter weather advisory goes until noon on Tuesday, a bit more of a long duration event for folks up there. And then we'll drop to the south and hit the middle also until Tuesday at noon. That's going to include cities such as Petersburg, Lincoln, Clinton, Farmer City, Monticello, Champaign-Urbana, Danville, Bloomington, Normal. And then to the north, you've got Gibson City, Pontiac, Paxton, and Watseka, all in that winter weather advisory until noon on Tuesday. The duration of impacts a bit longer in those areas there. That's the latest alerts. Those alerts are on the WCIA 3 weather app, of course. Let's talk future temps and precip right now and time this out for you. Some folks are saying we're having some issues seeing the webcam, right? This right here. If you're able to see the future track temperatures, let me know. That's what I'm focused on here in particular. That's what I hope you see at Sunday at 8 o'clock. I'm going to wait. If you're looking at the webcam, that I don't know why that would be the case. Let me check real quick. So in the chat, stuck on weather alerts. Some folks saying they can see. Frozen on the purple map now. Okay. Some folks are saying that it's frozen. Some folks are saying that it's good. Just now showing alerts. Okay. So there's a little bit of delay, just the weather alerts here. So let me hit the reset button, and maybe that might take care of it. We use a program online, and it usually works pretty good. Last week, it gave me some trouble. And then this week, it's been giving me some trouble, too. So future temps and precip, if you can see that now, that's good. Some folks saying they're seeing the weather map. There could be a little bit of delay here, and that's because we got a lot of folks on. So I apologize if that's the case. We'll have to check into that here and whatnot. We're going to do the best we can. If you cannot see this on Facebook, where a lot of you are watching, switch over to the weather app. It should be up there just fine. You can also switch over to Twitter and take care of it there. The one thing you could also do if there's an issue is exit out and re-enter back in on your Facebook if you're watching on your phone. That's one thing I noticed some folks were saying. So before we go too much further, I apologize for that. Sometimes computers will be computers here. I'll pull it up on my phone and see what I see. Seeing the temps now. Okay, good. Sorry, folks. Sometimes technology works this way and sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, so we're catching up a little bit. Okay, I can see the temps now too.
Seeing the temps now. Okay.
Just checking it on my phone to make sure we're rolling along. All right, we're going to keep rolling now. Sorry about that, folks. Sometimes that happens. I think a lot of folks are checking in and interested, and that is delaying things. If you can't see it, back out, come back in, check on the app. It streams there. We're on Twitter and YouTube. We're going to keep rolling through and try and get this here. Notice as we go into tonight, by about midnight, we start to see some rain and snow move in for areas from Effingham and Taylorville down to Springfield, and that band will slowly push to the north and to the east. By 7 a.m., probably already going to see some snow showers from Danville, Champaign, Bloomington, Lincoln, Paris, and Decatur. And we'll see a little freezing rain mix in then for Springfield, Taylorville, Mattoon, Effingham, and Jacksonville, and just to the south and east. And so that's something that we'll continue to watch here before all is said and done. That freezing rain band is going to continue to push to the north. And so that's something that we'll be watching. Let me check my audio.
And so that's something that we'll continue to watch here before.
So we're having a little issue with things being behind. Okay. Things work when you don't need it, and they don't work when you need it. So let's try this again. See if I can click that reset button one more time on that. So we're seeing temperatures, but I'm not seeing any movement on that as we move forth here. We'll try it again. Midnight, again, we're starting to see that band of moisture push on in. And then moving later, by about 7 a.m., probably going to end up seeing some of these freezing rain, light snow showers on it. The main focus is that these freezing rain and snow showers are going to transition away from snow and more to this wintry mix across central Illinois. And we'll get a freezing rain band here to set up from Bloomington, Danville, Champaign, Lincoln, Petersburg, Springfield, Decatur, and Jacksonville between 8 and noon. And that's going to be an issue for us here as far as it goes. As we continue to push on through, it looks like the audio is good info, so I'm going to describe it as best as I can, and I apologize. I'm not sure why it's frozen on the app too. Here's what we're going to do, folks. We're going to hit the reset button. I'm going to get a hold of engineering, and we're going to reset this and try and do this again a little bit later. I'm going to try and reset a few things and take care of it. Join me tonight at 9 and 10, and hopefully in a little bit we'll have this fixed and figure out what's going on. It's still frozen on my phone. I apologize. I'm not sure what the deal is. I'm going to hit the reset button on our switcher and take care of some things, and if not, I'll record a video and upload it that way. I know I have the capability to do that, and so you may see a premiere that's not necessarily live, but we'll take care of it. We'll get you the information. If you want to know more, I've got it all posted on the website and on the app, the information there. And we will take a look at that, answer those questions the best we can. The information there is as best as it goes. There it goes. Somebody says it just changed. I see that too. Don't know why that's the case. Should we keep going? Should we keep chugging along? Some of you are staying on. I'm going to give it a go. We'll try it, but if we back out, that's what we're going to do is hit the reset button here. Notice then by 9 p.m., if 9 p.m. shows up, there's still a band of freezing rain along Interstate 74 from Bloomington to Champaign to Danville. And if that is the case, we'll continue to see ice accumulating in these areas throughout the rest of the afternoon and evening hours as that band moves on out. There is a difference in the type of freezing rain that we can get. And as it does so then, what we watch for is if we have a heavy freezing rain, it doesn't stick as fast on trees and elevated surfaces. When problems are in place, We have issues when we have a light freezing drizzle. That's when you can accumulate a lot faster. When we add in some wind, like we think is going to happen, that will also cause some issues for us as far as moving some of that moisture and helping it stick a little bit better. And then you get some of those funky icicles as far as it goes. So that freezing rain band, I still see it at 4:30 on my app. That's going to be the area that is the most concern for us here. There will still be some freezing rain in areas along and north of Interstate 74 into the evening hours and into the nighttime hours. And on the backside, we may get a band of snow showers to do on through. So we'll do the audio the best we can. And I've got someone from engineering on standby as far as it goes. The best thing to do, the app, those updates are where it is. We may just have to reset our switcher before all is said and done. All right. Hopefully you'll see a map pop up. I posted it on Facebook. It was an impacts by county. And what it does is I've got the list of counties there. And if it doesn't pop up, it's on Facebook. It's a way for me to differentiate the information. Some people learn by maps. Some people learn, like we're seeing now, some people learn by these graphics. My job is to differentiate the same information in as many different ways as possible, just because people learn in different ways. If you happen to see that on Facebook, it's color coded. Your color for your county matches the color of the box for the impacts. And one of the issues with that is that while it's a good information, there I see it popped up. While it's good information, there still can be some variety in counties. For instance, Champaign County, I have as red high impact. I still think there's going to be a difference in what we see from, say, Pasodum or Sedoris, and you go north towards Ludlow and Fisher, for example. More ice the further north, but it's an approximation, a great way to help illustrate what it is. So find your county, look for the impact that you have on there, and that's what it is. So you can see those counties. Good. We're getting this figured out. I'm hitting that reset button, trying to get that switcher fixed. But last week it did a little bit, and this week it's doing a lot worse for me. I think it already got some ice in there. That's what we'll blame it on. And so that's a concern. Some of those counties that are in the pink color, Benton, Indiana, Ford, McLean, Iroquois, and Livingston, that's my greatest concern for the heaviest ice accumulation and even some snow. And we have problems with ice. Snow, we know how to drive it. When it comes to ice, though, the bar is a lot lower for impacts, especially when we're expecting to see some breezy winds on Monday, 10 to 25 miles an hour from the east and northeast. You start getting 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of ice and breezy winds. I think you know what happens. We had this happen one time, and that could be an issue. Is everyone in Ford County going to see the same? No. Gibson City, probably going to be on the lower end of that snow range, but up in Piper City, Kempton, Kayberry, way up north in the county, for Ford County, as an example, they're probably going to be closer to the 3-4 inches, if not a little higher at a spot. Same in Livingston County, same in Iroquois County. It's a best approximation to help differentiate this information as far as it goes. If you can't read it, I'll read it for you. And that graphic is posted on social media. You can go look at it later. The very high is from 6 a.m. Monday to Tuesday at noon, 1/10 to upwards of 3/10 of an inch of ice, 1 to 4 inches of snow. We expect bad travel and ice damage. Red counties, Cass, Champaign, DeWitt, Fountain, Indiana, Logan, Macon, Menard, Piatt, Vermilion, Illinois, and Warren, Indiana. Monday, 6 a.m. till Tuesday noon. 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of ice and perhaps less than an inch of snow. Some poor travel conditions and a little bit of ice damage is possible, especially where we have the higher end of that ice range. Medium impacts. Monday, 3 a.m. till 3 p.m. Counties in orange are probably done by the early afternoon for this winter weather event. That includes Christian, Coles, Douglas, Edgar, Morgan, Moultrie, Park, Indiana, Sangamon, Shelby, and Vermilion, Indiana. Early afternoon. Once that happens, roads will improve, things will get better for you, temperatures will warm, and I think we'll wrap up there and probably will not get any snow and the round coming in through the evening. The yellow counties, Clark, Cumberland, Fayette, Macoupin, Montgomery. Low impacts, 3 a.m. to noon, some wintry mix, some slick spots possible, not overly concerned. Very low impacts in the green counties, Crawford, Effingham, and Jasper. Really not worried. If you're down there, you could get a little wintry mix, but it's going to stay warm enough where accumulation not expected. This is not looking like a big historic ice storm, but there's some damage still from the ice storm we had at the beginning of the month. And we add a little ice and a little wind, and I'm concerned with those problems. And then mainly the travel is going to be a problem. When you have ice, the freezing rain events like this, you can salt the roads all you want. The freezing rain will fall, and it will melt away. It will try and melt away, but it'll start to freeze. What it does is it ends up washing the salt away. So folks may say, why aren't they salting the roads? They probably are and are trying to, but we keep getting that freezing rain. It washes those roads and things start to freeze up pretty quickly. Add a little sleet in there. That only adds insult to injury. Add a little snow, adds insult to injury. All right, so that's what we got here. We're going to switch to the snowfall forecast map. I hope it changes for you here shortly. If it doesn't, I will do my best to describe it. Areas along and north of Interstate 72 and 74 get around a dusting, maybe up to an inch. That includes Springfield, Decatur, Champaign, and Danville. You go a little further north, 1 to 2 inch band, likely a narrow one along Highway 9 from Bloomington to Gibson City to Paxton and to Hoopeston and points north. Then you get to northern Iroquois, Ford, and Livingston counties. We think 2 inches close to I-80 north of Pontiac, 3, 4, 5 inches on the table. And so hopefully, if you're up that way, you get all snow. That's the thing. We get that I-72, 74, and Highway 9, that white and that blue, that light blue color. You start to get that wintry mix. It's going to be a nasty snow event. You mixed with freezing rain, some sleet. It's just not a clean snow like some folks to our north will be getting. So there it is. It just popped up. I'm glad to see that. And we will diagnose these problems as far as it goes with that. So that's the map for the snowfall forecast. Again, 1 to 2 inches, a narrow band with quick, tight gradient to the north. Freezing rain forecast will show up in a second here. This is where I'm a little more concerned. I think there's going to be a narrow band of 1/10, maybe some localized areas up to 1/4, if not 3/10 of an inch. That primarily north of Interstate 72, primarily north of, right along, we'll say, the US 136 corridor. The reason being is there may be a batch of freezing drizzle on the backside, and with those northeast winds, that could cause some problems, so as far as it goes. And so that's going to be where we're more concerned. Include places maybe Rantoul, Paxton, Gibson City, Bloomington Normal, Clinton, Mansfield, Hoopeston, and maybe as far south as Lincoln. Champaign-Urbana, we're just on the edge of that gradient, but we're still in the 1 to 2/10 of an inch ice. And that's going to be an issue with the gradient decreasing as it goes to the south. Because the snow is off to our north, we're stuck with the freezing rain here. And I'm hoping it changes in the graphics shortly. I see it's still snow. I'm reading and describing it as best as I can. I apologize for that delay. We're doing our best here. We've been given a bad deck of cards and a bad hand and just not working out. So hopefully it will pop up in a second, and as it does so, then we'll continue to kind of talk about it there. All these maps and graphics are on the web story and whatnot. You get 2/10 of an inch of ice in some spots. That's enough to cause problems with trees. I don't think it'll be as much ice as we saw in the beginning of January ice storm. Some areas had 1/2 inch. I don't think we're getting that much, but there probably will be a narrow focused band just to the north of Champaign-Urbana and Danville with that higher amount. Still, though, 1/10 of an inch, 2/10 of an inch of freezing rain and ice, that's going to cause some problems as far as it goes in the area. So if it doesn't pop up, it may. It is what it is. We'll make it work and try and see what happens. Let me skip ahead to the impacts and timing. Again, general look, travel is our main focus here. If you're on the roads, freezing rain, the bar is lower for travel impacts. You can drive through 3, 4 inches of snow and get to your destination, usually when it's a clean snow, just fine. When we mix in this ice, that's when we have problems. And that's where we think dangerous travel will be likely at times along and north of I-72. During our shows, we'll have traffic updates. You can get information on it there. The tree and power lines damage is possible for that. It's a concern, especially where we get some heavier ice as far as it goes in parts of the area. If those wind gusts are 10 to 25 with higher gusts and we have accumulating ice, you know the drill. That's going to cause some problems and keep our linemen busy and whatnot for the area. That's what I have. We're going to wrap up there. I'm going to try and diagnose this issue. I apologize again for the issues. There's a lot of ways you can get the information. We're doing our best here. Not sure what the delay is about. We're going to diagnose a few things behind the scenes. It seems like our sources are pulling in fine into the studio program that I see changing, but it's not getting out to you at home on Facebook, on the app, or anything like that. We've had some reports of that. So we'll look and see what happens and try and figure it out. all that information's on the blog. I hope you've joined me at 9, and then whenever the 10 o'clock news is tonight, pending the outcome of this game. It may be a little delayed, and we'll keep you updated. Join us during our shows. Amelia will be in the morning talking traffic. Jack will be in midday and noon. I'll be in the field tomorrow. Kevin will be in the evening. So it'll be a way that we can continue to keep you informed as far as it goes. That's what I got for y'all. We're going to sign out. Again, 9 and 10 tonight. I'll try and do a special recording of this, a smaller version, and then I'll upload that so you can see it. And that will come shortly, probably in the next 15 minutes or so. And then we will have the shows. I'll be off for the night. Amelia's in the morning, and we'll be covering this throughout the day. Take care. See you at 9 and 10, and be sure to check the